Hey y'all, and welcome to PolitiBrawl News. My name is Brian, and RFK Jr. causes Bernie Sanders' brain to completely melt down in the middle of this confirmation hearing. This is wild, y'all. Let's dive in.
Do you agree with me that the United States should join every other major country on earth and guarantee health care to all people as a human right? Yes? No?
Senator, I can't give you a yes or no answer to that question.
Healthcare a human right. Is healthcare a human right?
In the way that free speech is a human right,
Yeah.
I would say it's different because with free speech doesn't cost anybody anything, but in healthcare, if you smoke cigarettes for 20 years and you get cancer, you are now taking from the pool. Well, and so are you guaranteed the same right, or is there also a duty?
I'm sorry. I'd love to talk for an hour with you. We got a few minutes left here. All right. Every other country on earth says healthcare, whether you're poor or rich, young or old, is a human right. I'm not hearing you say that. All right. You've talked about the drug companies, and maybe we agree on this one. As you all know, despite the drug companies making over $100 billion in profits, paying CEOs outrageous compensation packages, we, in some cases, pay 10 times more for the same drug. Will you support legislation that I will introduce which says that in America we should not be paying a nickel more for prescription drugs than people around the rest of the world? Yes, no?
To equalize it?
Not to equalize it, that we should not be paying more than other countries for the same damn drug.
President Trump has asked me, in fact, I had a meeting with President Trump a week ago where we showed him the charts.
He knows the charts.
We're paying 10 times more from Europe.
That's right. And are you going to commit to us that you will end that absurdity?
I think in principle we can. We should end that disparity.
Good. Okay. That's great. All right. I happen to believe that climate change is real, it's an existential threat, and it is a healthcare issue. Donald Trump thinks that it is a hoax originating in China. Question is, in your judgment, is climate change a hoax or is it real, causing devastating problems?
President Trump and I, from the beginning, from our first meeting, agreed to disagree on that issue. I believe climate change is existential. My job is to make Americans healthy again.
All right, you believe that you disagree with Trump, you don't think climate change is a hoax, is what I'm hearing.
My job here is to make Americans healthy.
I'm just asking you that, Mr. Kennedy, not a trick question.
I answered your question, Senator Sanders.
Okay, you disagree with the president on that.
I answered your question.
Okay. I'm going to pick up on a point that Senator Hassan made. Look, there is no question that abortion is a divisive issue in this country. I would say a majority of the people are pro-choice. There's a strong minority who are pro-life. A year and a half ago, you went to New Hampshire, running for president, gave a speech, and you talked about government should not tell a woman what she can do with her own body. That's her choice. Now, I think everybody on that side is pro-life. I think everybody here is pro-choice. I have never seen any major politician flip on that issue quite as quickly as you did when Trump asked you to become HHS secretary. Tell me why you think people should have confidence in your consistency and in your word when you really made a major U-turn on an issue of that importance in such a short time.
Senator, I believe, and I've always believed, that every abortion is a tragedy.
But you told the people of New Hampshire that it was their right. All right, let me do a last question here because I'm running out of time. I think the gist of what you were trying to say today is you're really pro-vaccine, you want to ask questions. You have started a group called the Children's Health Defense. You're the originator. Right now, as I understand it, on their website, they are selling what's called onesies. These are little things, clothing for babies. One of them is titled Unvaxxed, Unafraid. Next one, and they're sold for $26 a piece, by the way. Next one is no vax, no problem. Now, you're coming before this committee and you say you're pro-vaccine. Just want to ask some questions. And yet your organization is making money selling a child's product to parents for $26, which casts fundamental doubt on the usefulness of vaccines. Can you tell us now that you will, now that you are pro-vaccine, that you're going to have your organization take these products off the market?
Senator, I have no power over that organization. I'm not part of it. I resigned from the board.
Yeah, that was just a few months ago. You founded that. You certainly have power. You can make that call. Are you supportive of this?
I've had nothing to do with
leadership. Are you supportive of these onesies?
I'm supportive of vaccines.
Are you supportive of this clothing, which is militantly anti-vaccine?
I am supportive of vaccines. I will. I want good science, and I want to protect.
But you will not tell the organization you founded not to continue selling that product. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Good grief. I know Bernie Sanders doesn't really take his job seriously, because if he did, he would have ended with the question about RFK Jr.'s about face on abortion, which I wholeheartedly welcome and support. But instead of ending on that question, asking about his integrity and asking if his words mean anything, that's something that I would want to get to the bottom of if I was a sitting senator and I was asking RFK Jr. some questions. That's kind of a good idea on how you vet people. But instead of doing that, he ends with this ridiculous stunt that, as it turns out, what was printed on those little onesies, what was for those little babies and upcoming toddlers, yeah, it turns out RFK Jr. left the board and kind of left over those same reasons that he wasn't in full support of this. So he had no ability to greenlight products like this for a company, an organization that he might have started, but he ended up leaving. Come on, Bernie, have some integrity yourself here, bud. Not that I would expect that from a complete and rabid socialist who wants to take all of our tax money and, although, give himself a couple of extra homes while he's at it. Good grief, what kind of hackery is going on in the Senate right now? This is absolutely asinine. What I've been seeing all morning, and this is one of the worst examples of it, is just these ridiculous questions in an attempt to get a nice little soundbite and say that, oh, I'm sticking it to Donald Trump. You can use that in my campaign support emails. Give me money. That's what's going on here. They don't care about the actual positions, or else they wouldn't vote for him. They don't care what's actually going on. They don't care about making America healthy again. If Bernie Sanders cared about that, he would have made some legislation and tried to get it passed years ago. These are the people who have been overseeing the problems, have denied that the problems even exist, and now they're clutching their pearls because someone is promising to fix the problem? This is insanity. Over and over and over again, and it looks like it just keeps getting worse on the Democrat side. Bernie Sanders isn't technically a Democrat. He caucuses with them, but he's one step further than a Democrat. He might be a decent public servant and can help some of his constituents get through some bureaucracy when you really need a passport, but good grief, Bernie, you're smarter than this, right? A dude who's managed to run for president should make a better argument than this, shouldn't he? This is a sitting senator in a major confirmation hearing, and he's talking about all these ridiculous differences between RFK Jr. and Trump. And I can say I've actually got the pleasure of hearing RFK Jr. speak once at Transylvania College. And I didn't go there. I went to Asbury. But he was speaking nearby, and thought it'd be cool to go out and see him, and he was talking about environmentalism. And this is sort of a completely different realm than what he's currently talking about with all of the issues in our food supply and in our medical associations. But he's at least reform-minded. I can stand a little bit of environmentalism because, guess what? That's not going to be in his job purview. So asking him about these divisive questions between him and Trump, where they clearly have their differences, has nothing to do with how he would act and respond as the head of Health and Human Services. Come on. You'd think that Bernie Sanders would stay on topic, but no, he can't. This is theater. This is an attempt to get a nice little soundbite so he can tell his constituents, I did my job in Washington, now give me more money. That's what this is. He doesn't care about what's actually going on, or else he'd go in a completely different line of questioning. That's the sad truth about a lot of our politics today. A lot of it's theater, and it's not even the good kind. This is the local community theater. They can't even put on a proper open mic night. Okay? These people are playing characters so they can get applause from certain people back home. That's it. They don't care about making America healthy again. They don't care about what's actually going into our medicine and our food supply. They care about keeping their gravy train open. And when it comes to gravy, it really looks like RFK Jr. is about to turn off that gravy train. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on PolitiBrawl News. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Until then, y'all have a good one.